add attribute AA, and what this does is adding an attribute to the entire symbol in this case, and we can add, let's see, it's REFDES. I guess it's reference description. So you click that, and the value, if it is a chip, it usually has a convention of starting with a Q and a question mark. The question mark means that the actual number of this reference description or designation will be replaced later on when we actually use this symbol inside a schematic capture. And this part here is correct. We just want to display the value, which is Q question mark, and then you just click OK, and here we have Q question mark, and you can see that it is actually red in color when it is not selected. But the convention to display the reference is about here on the chip, so we're just moving around there. And then there are three more things, or two more things actually, that we can also add. So we can say add attribute again, and this time we want to add a, let's see, we're adding a device name. Now the device name is actually important because this is actually internally how the program, how gschem makes an association of a part used inside a schematic and associate that to the definition of the component. So this has to be, carefully thought out. In this case, we can use the name IRF8313, but if this particular pin out pattern is shared by multiple devices, you can also use a different name so that you can use the same symbol entry for multiple actual devices. But assuming this particular pin out is unique to this part and there's no need to make it more general, we can just select this name here. And the funny thing is we want to disable the visibility, so we can actually turn this off so that we're not displaying any of the two. Now this is contradictory, okay? I have to select show name and value. So what is the whole point of selecting show name and value when the attribute itself is invisible? Well, I'll tell you that later. And we click OK, and obviously nothing happens here because we turn it invisible. Now this is where we can turn it visible again. You go to edit, and you go to here, show hide invisible text, or EN on the keyboard. And here we have our invisible attribute. It is now visible again. Now I would just put everything kind of aligned up here, and there's a reason why I don't want to put it down there, and but above, and also maybe a little bit to the right hand side, so that way you'll see later on why I choose to do it this way. And you can also add some additional attributes. Okay, so since we already know the keyboard command to add an attribute is AA, so the next thing I want to do is to place the cursor at the place where I want to add the attribute, and then type on the keyboard AA. And this time I want to add a description of this particular symbol. So we say add description. Description is down here, and the description is really just, as the name implies, is just describing what this part is. So in this case, I can describe it as, well, we can switch back to the PDF. It is a what is the best way to describe it? It's a dual N-channel MOSFET that is capable of what is the current rating for this chip? Let's take a quick look. Okay, so we have right here the current limitation. based on our gate voltage. I think I might have missed the picture. I missed the description. Okay, let's take a quick look. We have the right here. I did miss it because it's listed under absolute maximum rating. So at a gate voltage of 10 volts, these are capable of 8 amps or so. So in the part we can kind of show that this is a dual n-channel MOSFET, and we can just describe the ampere. Okay, let's say 8 amp. And once again, we want to select show name and value like that, and then click OK. So this time you can see the description shows up right here instead of at the bottom of the chip. And we can add one more additional item. If we know that this particular item is always going to be specified, or it's only available in the SO8 small outline 8-pin package, we can also add that attribute here. And we just go ahead and type AA to add one more attribute, and use the drop down box and select footprint. And in the value, we want to give it a name, which is SO8 for small outline package, or small outline package 8-pin. And we also want to okay, I just did something that is not so smart, because when I added this attribute, the first one is already highlighted. So now the file will basically list the description as an attribute of this device attribute, which is incorrect. So we'll have to do it again. Make sure nothing is selected so that we are adding a description for the entire part. So once again, we go AA, and then we select description, and give it a dual and MOSFET 8 amp. Click OK, and select somewhere else. Okay, and then we go to the location where we want to add our last attribute, AA, and we take a look at this time. We want to add a footprint attribute. So footprint is up there, and the value is SO8, and we want to show the value and the name, and which is something I forgot about the description itself. And we also want to turn off visibility. Okay, so we have to go back and edit this one now. So I think it's ET to change it. No. It is edit attribute. How do I change the attribute? Show both. There we go. And then we also want to make it invisible, and that would be hide specific text. Nope, that's not it. Let's see, toggle visibility, TT. So now we have just toggled the visibility, and to test that we can go to edit and see whether it is